Hello, it's good to be with you. I hope you had a good summer, and we have a lot to talk about to catch up. After working 24/7 in public service for many years, I've recently spent time engaging in something called life. I had a lot to make up for. I've spent a lot of time with my 3 daughters, my mother who was in her golden years, my friends, sisters, and my brother. I even had time to do the things I like to do. I spent a lot of time in nature, hiking, on the water. I like to work with mechanical things. So I've been working on restoring cars, a boat, and an old Harley Davidson motorcycle that I will get to run even if it kills me. The past few months gave me a new perspective on politics, on people, and even on life. I have seen it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've seen both extremes, the worst in politics and opportunism. But I've also seen the best in government and service. I believe at the end of the day, I will be the better for it. And I want to move forward and focus on what is really important. I have fought the good fight in government and politics all my life. And I am not done fighting yet. I am very concerned about the state of our country. I believe our democracy is in peril and that this is a critical time in our nation. Just look around us. We have real problems to solve, but we are more divided than at any time since the Civil War. No one talks, everyone yells, and no one believes anyone. It's all about partisan and personal politics rather than sound and smart policy. Social media has created a political Roman Colosseum that encourages the loud and the mean and the outrageous. The heated rhetoric of the extreme minority dominates the dialogue. Defund this, condemn those, cancel that, lock out them, and do it now, right now. It's not about the truth. It's not about the facts. It's not about what's right. It's not about what's smart. It's a Twitter mob, but the mob has power. And many politicians and press are afraid to challenge it, lest the mob turn on them. In fact, many vie to lead the mob. It's turned politics into a blood sport. Look at January 6th. Right-wing militia, white nationalists, storming the Capitol. This is American democracy. This is the greatest democracy on the globe. These political dynamics have all but paralyzed government just at the time when we needed to do the most. Passing a bill in Washington is now the exception when it's supposed to be the rule. Many states and cities are gridlocked and truly struggling. And Americans are losing faith. In fact, who isn't discouraged or disillusioned by what's going on? Now, I've seen a lot, I've learned a lot, and I've done a lot. And I want to help. So I believe in life we do what we can when we can. I am starting a political action committee to elect the right people to office. We do not need more panderers. We need producers. We need people committed to fight for change and who get results. We need people who have the character and the capacity to stand up and lead and take the heat that goes with leadership, because that is the job. I'm also starting the Gun Safe America project, and I'm excited to tell you more about that soon. I've worked on the gun issue for 20 years, and we made great progress in New York. But I do not believe our federal government has the courage or the capacity to make real progress. As a matter of fact, it's only gotten worse. Congress actually passed an assault weapon ban back in 1994, and it made a real difference. Now we can't even get that done. President Biden gave a speech a couple of weeks ago saying he was determined to pass an assault weapons ban. But the Senate just passed the gun bill, and it had no ban, and it had no capacity limits. The Democrats wouldn't even put the bill banning assault rifles on the floor, with Democrats united in support to show that the Republicans are stopping passage. At least then we could frame the issue for the American people. We need a new approach, and I have some ideas. I'm also going to be doing a weekly podcast to hear what's on your mind and to discuss ways to help improve the situation. Now, this forum will be different. My intention is to speak the full truth, unvarnished, from the inside out, frank and candid. As a person who's been in the room many times for many years and knows these people and knows their games, and as a person who actually did the job. This show will have different formats, but more than anything, I want to have the conversation with you because it is about you and you having the right information and your political will to make a difference. I believe only you can change the trajectory of this nation. And then the politicians will follow. And the first step is to establish the facts, not Democratic facts or Republican facts, but actual facts. Unfortunately, in today, we are short on facts and we are long on opinion. And we need to fix that. My last point is this. I've spoken with many people from all walks of life over these past few months, and I hear the same thing over and over. People are really anxious. They're worried. Inflation through the roof, gas prices skyrocket, the stock market plummets. Crime and homelessness are worse than ever before in many cities. And then you have the disaster in Puerto Rico and what's going on in Ukraine and China and North Korea. And people feel overwhelmed and they feel the government just isn't doing enough. Now that may all be true, but let's put it in focus. This country has gone through much more difficult times than what we are seeing now. Going through 9/11, fighting the war against terrorism, making it through the COVID nightmare, the world wars, Vietnam. Americans are tough. We were born from battle, literally and figuratively, and we have been fighting ever since. We can do this. We will overcome, but we must start fighting the enemy, and we must stop fighting each other. That's the conversation we need to resolve. We can, we will. Let's do it, and let's do it together. I hope to see you again soon.